Did you know that something as simple and routine as taking a shower could become dangerously life-threatening for adults over the age of 65, depending solely on the time of day it happens? It sounds unbelievable, even dramatic, but for thousands of older adults each year, this quiet ritual hides a risk that most never see coming. It's what doctors are calling a silent danger, a daily habit that, if done at the wrong moment, can turn into a fatal event within seconds. If you or someone you care about is over 65, the information you're about to read could very well save a life, maybe even your own. Just a few weeks ago, Harold Simmons, a vibrant and active 68-year-old retired teacher, was found collapsed on the cold tile of his bathroom floor in Denver. Harold lived alone and took pride in maintaining his independence, staying on top of his health, and keeping a structured routine. Every morning, without fail, he would start his day with an early shower, often before the sun had even come up. On this particular day, though, something went horribly wrong. At 6:15 a.m., only minutes after stepping into the steam, Harold lost consciousness. His neighbor Ellie, who'd noticed he hadn't opened his curtains as usual, came to check on him. She found him barely breathing, soaked and unconscious. Despite being rushed to the hospital, Harold passed away later that afternoon. The cause wasn't immediately clear. He had no major health issues, no signs of stroke or heart attack. But what the medical team eventually uncovered is something every senior and their family needs to know. Harold had been showering during what we medical researchers now identify as the most dangerous time of day for seniors. This narrow window, early morning, particularly between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., poses a cluster of risks uniquely amplified by age: unstable blood pressure, reduced body temperature regulation, impaired balance, and delayed cognitive function. Experts say this time frame is a perfect storm of hidden biological vulnerabilities, especially for those over 65, and yet no one is talking about it. What happened to Harold is not a tragic anomaly. It's a warning, a wake-up call. And it could easily happen to you, your parent, your spouse, your grandparent, or a beloved neighbor if you're not aware of the hidden risks. This isn't about scaring you. It's about arming you with the truth and giving you a clear, simple plan to avoid becoming another statistic. Because with just a few small but vital adjustments to your daily routine, things you can do today, right now, you can reduce this risk dramatically. So if you're someone who showers in the early morning, or you know and love someone over 65 who does, it's time to pause and reconsider. This habit, so ordinary and automatic, might be hiding one of the most overlooked health threats for aging adults. And once you understand why and what to do instead, you'll wonder why no one told you this sooner. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't like it, type 0 in the comments to let me know so I can make better videos for you. Now let's get started. Number 1. The silent danger lurking in the early morning, the fatal shower window for seniors. There's a hidden window of time in the early morning, between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., that dramatically increases the risk of life-threatening accidents for adults over 65. And yet most seniors go about their routines completely unaware of the danger. It might seem like the perfect time to shower. Quiet, peaceful, a way to start your day refreshed. But what if that seemingly innocent habit is putting your life in jeopardy? According to extensive research from Harvard Medical School, showering during these early hours can increase your risk of falls, fainting, and cardiovascular events by over 80% after the age of 65. The reason lies in the complex systems your body uses to maintain stability, and how those systems are at their most vulnerable in the early morning hours. Dr. Richard Thompson, lead researcher in geriatric cardiovascular health, warns that this time frame is like a perfect physiological storm for aging bodies. Your blood pressure naturally dips overnight while you sleep, he explains, but when you wake, it doesn't just return to normal, it surges. We call this the morning surge. And in seniors, this transition can be abrupt and dangerous. Add the physical stress of standing, heat and water pressure from a shower, and the cardiovascular system may simply not be able to keep up. Let's look at a real-life case that brings this risk into sharp focus. Margaret Klein, a 66-year-old retired librarian from Minneapolis, had always considered herself healthy and active. Every morning, like clockwork, she began her day with a 6:30 a.m. shower. It was part of her cherished routine. But one seemingly normal morning, as the warm water washed over her, Margaret suddenly felt dizzy. Before she could react, she collapsed, striking her shoulder against the shower wall and fracturing her collarbone. She lay on the cold floor in pain and confusion until her daughter arrived later that morning. Doctors later confirmed the cause: a sudden blood pressure drop exacerbated by the early morning timing of her shower. Sadly, Margaret's experience isn't rare, it's common. Most seniors don't realize their bodies are fighting against them during those early hours. The heart, brain, and circulatory system are still transitioning from a sleep state, making them ill-equipped to handle sudden physical stressors, like standing in a hot shower, bending, or moving quickly. What you must do, starting now. If you or someone you love is over 65, this is not a suggestion. It's a necessity. Change your shower schedule immediately. Move your showers to a safer time of day, between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. During this mid-morning window, your body is fully awake, your blood pressure has stabilized, and your alertness is significantly improved. Make it visual. Put a sticky note on your bathroom mirror that reads, "Safe shower time equals after 10 a.m." Tell your loved ones. If you're a caregiver, a friend, or a family member, share this information with the seniors in your life. Awareness alone could prevent a fall, a fracture, or even a fatal heart event. It may feel like a minor change, but for those over 65, shifting your shower time could literally mean the difference between life and death. Why take the risk when the solution is this simple? This one habit, shift, might be the most important health decision you make this year. Number 2. The hidden heat hazard. Why body temperature can betray you in the shower. As we grow older, our bodies change in ways we rarely expect, and one of the most overlooked changes is our declining ability to regulate temperature. By the time we reach 65, the systems that once kept our core temperature stable begin to lose their efficiency. What once felt like a harmless hot shower can now pose a serious health risk, especially during the early hours of the morning when our body temperature is naturally at its lowest. It may sound harmless, even comforting, but stepping into a steamy shower first thing in the morning can trigger a dangerous internal reaction. Dr. Amanda Chen, a leading specialist in geriatric thermophysiology, explains, "As we age, the body becomes slower to react to sudden changes in temperature. In the early morning, when core body temperature is at its lowest, the sudden exposure to hot water can place intense stress on the cardiovascular system. This can result in dizziness, irregular heart rhythms, or even fainting episodes. It's not just uncomfortable, it's potentially life-threatening." This was exactly the case for Eugene Wallace, a 71-year-old retired engineer living in Austin, Texas. Eugene had been an early riser his whole life, priding himself on a strict 6 a.m. routine that always began with a long, hot shower. But one morning, the warmth that was meant to invigorate him became a medical emergency. Without warning, Eugene felt his heart flutter, then his vision blurred. He collapsed in the shower. His wife found him minutes later, unconscious and barely breathing. The ER doctor later explained that the sudden heat shock, combined with the body's naturally low temperature and blood pressure at that hour, had triggered a dangerous arrhythmia. He was lucky to survive. Many seniors never realize this silent danger until it's too late. What feels good in the moment may be overwhelming your heart, reducing blood flow to your brain, and setting off a chain reaction that ends in a fall. Or worse. Here's what you must do. Immediately. Adjust your water temperature. Set your shower to lukewarm, between 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the safest temperature range for aging bodies and significantly reduces the risk of thermal shock. Install an anti-scald device. These simple, affordable gadgets attach directly to your shower head or plumbing system and automatically prevent dangerous spikes in water temperature. You can find them for as little as $20 at your local hardware store or online. Don't delay the fix. If installing this device feels out of reach, call a trusted family member, friend, or handyman today. It's not just a home upgrade. It's a potentially life-saving safeguard. Think about it this way. A 5-minute hot shower may feel nice, but it's not worth a trip to the ER or months of recovery from a fall or cardiac event. With a few simple changes, you can make your bathroom safer without giving up comfort or routine. This isn't just about staying warm, it's about staying alive. Are you willing to make this small adjustment to protect yourself or someone you love? The safest habits often start with the smallest decisions. Number 3. The dangerous dance between medication and morning showers. For many seniors, taking blood pressure medication is an essential part of their daily routine. These medications are designed to help regulate blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular issues. However, what many don't realize is that when you take your medication can be just as critical as what you take. For individuals over the age of 65, the timing of medication, particularly when combined with a hot shower, can become a dangerous cocktail that can result in dizziness, fainting, or even a sudden collapse. The interaction between medication and morning showers is often referred to by medical professionals as the double dip effect. This occurs when two factors, your blood pressure medication and your body's natural blood pressure fluctuations, combine to create a dangerous drop in blood pressure. In the early morning hours, your blood pressure is already at its lowest point, and taking medication at this time can amplify the effect, leading to a sharp drop. When you then enter a hot shower, the warmth causes your blood vessels to dilate, further lowering blood pressure and making it even harder for your body to maintain adequate blood flow to your brain. The result? Lightheadedness, dizziness, fainting, and a serious risk of falling, which can lead to injury or worse. Dr. Michael Ramirez, Director of Geriatric Cardiology at the Mayo Clinic, explains the risk in simple terms. When seniors take their blood pressure medication immediately upon waking and then head straight into a hot shower, the combined effect often causes a significant and sudden drop in blood pressure. This double dip can easily lead to fainting spells, especially in the shower, where a fall can be catastrophic. One real-world example of this phenomenon is Susan Delgado, a 69-year-old grandmother of 5 living in Tampa, Florida. Susan had developed a morning routine that she thought was completely normal. She would wake up at 6 a.m., take her lisinopril, a common blood pressure medication, and then head into the shower at 6:30. For months, Susan experienced frequent dizziness, and on occasion, she'd feel like she was about to black out. She chalked it up to the natural signs of aging and thought it was just part of getting older. Then one morning, while in the shower, Susan felt a dizzy spell coming on. She lost her balance, slipped, and narrowly avoided a serious head injury. After this frightening experience, Susan went to her doctor, who quickly identified the issue, the timing of her medication. The doctor explained that by taking her medication immediately upon waking and following it with a hot shower, she was triggering the dangerous double dip effect. Her blood pressure was already low in the morning, and the medication compounded the issue, leading to dizziness and fainting. After a simple adjustment to her schedule, spacing her medication and shower time by at least 3 hours, Susan noticed an immediate improvement. The dizzy spells stopped completely, and she felt more stable and in control of her body. Susan's story is not unique. Many seniors experience similar issues, but often don't realize the cause is as simple as the timing of their medication. What you can do. Starting today. Avoid showering within 2 hours of taking blood pressure. Medication. To protect yourself, it's crucial to give your body enough time to process your medication before you take the physical stress of a shower. Showering immediately after taking your medication can trigger the dangerous drop in blood pressure. Wait at least 2 hours before stepping into the shower. Consult your doctor. If you're currently taking medication and showering within a short window, don't wait for your next appointment. Call your doctor today and ask if your medication schedule can be adjusted. There might be a better way to arrange your routine that minimizes the risk of a dangerous blood pressure drop. Create a routine chart. Keeping a visual reminder of your medication and shower schedule can make a huge difference in reducing the risk. Consider using a whiteboard, a calendar, or even sticky notes on your bathroom mirror. These simple tools will remind you to space out your medication and shower times to ensure that you're not putting yourself in a dangerous situation. Consistency is key to making sure your schedule works in your favor, and this small change could make all the difference when it comes to your health. Number 4. The hidden dangers lurking in your bathroom, amplified by the early morning hours. Your bathroom might feel like one of the safest places in your home, but for seniors over 65, it can become one of the most dangerous rooms, especially in the early morning hours before sunrise. What most people don't realize is how much our vision declines with age, particularly under low-light conditions. And when you mix that with wet, slippery surfaces and a sleepy mind just waking up, you get a recipe for disaster. According to recent studies by the National Institute on Aging, seniors over 65 experience up to a 60% reduction in contrast sensitivity during low-light conditions. That means the ability to detect wet spots, small obstacles, or changes in floor texture, things that might be obvious in daylight, become significantly impaired. Your eyes simply don't adjust as quickly or as effectively in the dark as they once did. Dr. Sarah Johnson, a respected geriatric ophthalmologist, puts it clearly. As we age, our pupils shrink and the retina becomes less responsive to changes in lighting. Seniors often underestimate how impaired their vision is before sunrise. That's why navigating the bathroom early in the morning, especially during or after a shower, is incredibly risky. This was heartbreakingly true for Clifford James, a 70-year-old retired bus driver from St. Louis. Clifford was a lifelong early riser, proud of his discipline and morning routines. One morning at 5:30 a.m., he stepped into the bathroom for his usual shower, but what he didn't see was a thin film of water on the tile floor, leftover from the previous day. In the dim lighting, his eyes failed to register the hazard. He slipped, fell hard, and shattered his femur. The injury ended his independence and forced him to move into assisted living. All because of one fall, caused by something as seemingly harmless as poor lighting. Clifford later said, "If I'd waited until the sun was up or had just installed a better light, I'd probably still be living in my own home." Here's what you can do tonight. Install motion-activated night lights throughout your home, especially in your hallway, bathroom, and the path between your bedroom and bathroom. These low-cost devices provide just enough illumination to make obstacles visible without waking you completely. Use non-slip mats and rugs with high-contrast colors, like bright yellow or orange, that can easily be seen in dim conditions. These can help visually anchor your footing even when your vision is at its weakest. Check your bathroom lighting. Consider swapping out dim bulbs for brighter, daylight spectrum LEDs that simulate natural light. These are small upgrades, easily done in a day or two, but the protection they offer is massive. Don't wait for a close call to take your bathroom safety seriously. Vision changes with age are inevitable, but preventable injuries don't have to be. A safer bathroom isn't just a convenience, it's a lifeline. Especially for early risers, this could be the step that keeps you living independently, confidently, and securely. Number 5. Morning dehydration and the hidden danger in your daily shower. Most people don't realize that they wake up each day in a mildly dehydrated state. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep without any fluid intake, your body's hydration levels drop significantly. This becomes far more concerning after the age of 65, when the body's natural thirst signals become blunted, and fluid regulation systems begin to weaken. For seniors, the result is a fragile balance, one that can easily be tipped over by a hot shower. What happens when you step into a warm shower first thing in the morning while dehydrated? Your blood vessels dilate from the heat, and your already low fluid levels can cause your blood pressure to plummet. The outcome? A sudden wave of dizziness, lightheadedness, or even fainting. And the shower, wet, slippery, enclosed, is one of the worst places this could happen. Dr. William Parker, a senior health researcher at Johns Hopkins University, has studied this pattern for over a decade. He explains, most people, especially seniors, don't drink anything until after breakfast, or even later. But the combination of early morning dehydration and hot showers is particularly dangerous. It creates what we call a hypovolemic response, where the heart can't pump effectively due to a lack of circulating volume. It's a leading but under-recognized cause of early morning falls in the bathroom. This insight came too late for Lillian Chan, a 67-year-old piano teacher from Seattle. Every morning around 7 a.m., she began her day the same way, a warm shower followed by tea and breakfast. But for months she felt slightly dizzy in the shower, something she chalked up to just waking up slow. Then one morning her knees buckled and she grabbed the shower rod just in time to prevent a serious fall. Concerned, Lillian visited her doctor, who immediately identified the likely cause: dehydration. She was advised to drink at least 8 to 12 ounces of water before stepping into the shower. Reluctantly, she made it a part of her morning routine. The dizziness vanished, and she hasn't had a scare since. "I had no idea a glass of water could be that powerful," she later said. "It's the simplest thing, but it changed everything." What you can do, starting tomorrow morning. Drink a full glass of water, at least 8 ounces, 15 to 20 minutes before your morning shower. You can keep a water bottle by your bed or bathroom sink to remind yourself. Keep a visual cue in the bathroom, like a sticky note that says, "Hydrate first," or a colorful cup near your shower products. Avoid showering on an empty stomach if you've taken medications that might lower your blood pressure. Think of this simple act, drinking water, as a protective shield. It costs nothing, takes less than a minute, and could be the key to preventing a life-altering fall. For older adults, especially those who shower early in the morning, this is not just a healthy habit, it's a safety strategy. You hydrate your plants in the morning. Why not start doing the same for yourself? Number 6. The hidden risk of being alone. Emergency response time can mean life or death. It's a terrifying but all too common scenario. A senior slips and falls in the early hours of the morning, unable to move or call for help, left stranded on a cold, wet bathroom floor for hours. The reason this happens so often isn't just the fall itself, it's when it happens. And for too many older adults, that timing can turn a survivable incident into a life-threatening emergency. Dr. Emily Rodriguez, an emergency medicine physician specializing in geriatric care, paints a sobering picture. The early morning hours, between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., are a dangerous dead zone for emergency response. Most families, caregivers, and neighbors don't begin checking in until later in the morning or afternoon. A senior who falls during these hours could be left undiscovered for hours, especially if they live alone. That's exactly what happened to Irene Boudreau, a 74-year-old widow living independently in New Orleans. Irene was an early riser, always beginning her day with a warm shower before sunrise. One morning at 5:15 a.m., she slipped while reaching for a towel, hitting her head on the shower wall and collapsing onto the cold tile floor. Disoriented, wet, and in pain, Irene couldn't get up or reach her phone. She lay there helplessly until 9:30 a.m., when her housekeeper arrived for her regular check-in and found her shivering, confused, and in the early stages of hypothermia. She was rushed to the hospital, narrowly avoiding more serious complications. Her story is far from unique. According to data from the National Council on Aging, 1 in 4 seniors falls each year, and many of these incidents happen in the bathroom. What makes morning falls more dangerous is the delay in response. Every hour spent on a hard, wet surface increases the risk of hypothermia, dehydration, and severe pressure injuries, not to mention the emotional trauma of being alone and in pain. What you can do right now to stay safe. Install a waterproof emergency alert button in your shower. These devices are small, affordable, and potentially life-saving. Some even come with fall detection that automatically alerts a caregiver or emergency service. Set up a daily morning check-in system. Whether it's a phone call, text, or quick knock on the door, knowing that someone is checking on you between 6 and 9 a.m. creates a safety net. Ask a trusted neighbor, family member, or even use a free check-in app. Keep a waterproof phone or alert device within reach. Place it in a wall-mounted pouch or shelf near the shower where it's easy to grab, even if you fall. These small actions take only minutes to implement, but they could give you hours of protection and peace of mind. In the event of a fall, every second counts. Don't let your shower routine leave you isolated in your most vulnerable moment. Early response doesn't just save lives, it saves independence. Number 7. Morning brain fog. The cognitive trap. That puts seniors at risk. For most people, the bathroom is a safe, familiar environment, an everyday place where routine tasks like showering and getting ready for the day are second nature. However, for seniors, particularly in the early morning hours, the bathroom can quickly become a minefield of hidden dangers. One of the primary contributors to these risks is something that often goes unnoticed: diminished cognitive function in the early morning. It's a fact that many people don't consider. Our brains aren't as sharp in the early hours of the day. Dr. Jonathan Miller, a neurologist at Stanford University who specializes in aging and brain health, explains that the time between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. is when the brain is at its most sluggish. Cognitive performance, including attention, awareness, and reaction time, drops by as much as 30% in seniors. This isn't just about feeling groggy. It's a neurological slowdown that affects coordination, balance, and even the ability to accurately perceive pain or judge temperature. For older adults, this means that simple tasks like stepping into a shower or turning on the faucet can be fraught with danger. Dr. Miller explains, it's not just mental fog. It's a neurological slowdown that affects coordination, balance, and even your ability to feel pain accurately or judge temperature. This decline in cognitive function can be especially hazardous in the bathroom, where seniors are already at a higher risk of slips, falls, and other accidents due to wet and slippery surfaces. When combined with the inability to properly assess the temperature of the water, these risks multiply. Take, for instance, the case of Vincent Romero, a 69-year-old retired judge from San Diego. Vincent was known for his highly disciplined morning routine. He would wake up at 5:30 a.m., take a quick shower to prepare for his morning walk, and start his day with energy. However, one chilly morning, running on autopilot and still groggy from sleep, Vincent didn't realize that his water heater had malfunctioned. He turned on the shower, walked in, and stood under scalding hot water for over 30 seconds before even realizing the pain. By the time he reacted, he had already sustained second-degree burns on his shoulders and back. Luckily, Vincent recovered, but many others aren't so fortunate. Impaired decision-making and dulled senses in the early morning hours are responsible for a significant number of injuries among seniors. The danger isn't just physical, it's neurological. The inability to properly gauge temperature, make swift decisions, or react in a timely manner can lead to devastating consequences, such as burns, falls, or even drowning in a worst-case scenario. What often adds to the stress is the emotional toll these incidents can have. Seniors may feel frustrated or embarrassed when accidents like this happen. They may blame themselves for not being more careful or aware, when in reality it's their brain chemistry at that hour that's working against them. This cognitive slowdown is a natural part of the aging process, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, but it's certainly something to be mindful of when considering the risks of early morning showering. What you can do to stay safe and sharp: delay your shower until at least 10 a.m. Your brain's mental alertness naturally peaks later in the morning, usually around 10 a.m. This is due to the body's circadian rhythms and increased blood flow to the brain as the day progresses. By shifting your shower time to later in the morning, you allow your cognitive function to improve, making you more aware and able to handle the task safely. Install a temperature-regulated shower system or anti-scald device. Many seniors experience issues with assessing water temperature, especially when their brain is still sluggish. Installing a temperature-regulating system or an anti-scald device can prevent you from accidentally exposing yourself to dangerously hot water. These devices automatically regulate the water temperature, ensuring it stays within a safe range, no matter how sleepy or distracted you might be. Use a shower timer with an audible alarm. It's easy to lose track of time when you're groggy or distracted. A simple shower timer with an audible alarm can help you stay focused and avoid spending too much time under the water. The alarm serves as a gentle reminder that it's time to get out, keeping you safe from potential overheating or prolonged exposure to hot water. Drink water and do light movement before showering. One way to fight off the morning fog is to increase the flow of oxygen to your brain before stepping into the shower. Drinking a glass of water and doing some light stretching or movement can help you feel more awake and alert. Hydrating before your shower also ensures that your body is not dehydrated, which can contribute to dizziness or lightheadedness. Avoid multitasking in the morning. Mornings can be rushed, and it's tempting to do everything at once. Getting dressed, checking your phone, preparing breakfast, and showering all in the same span of time. However, this multitasking can overload your brain, which is already operating at a reduced capacity in the early hours. Take the time to get fully dressed and hydrated before heading into the shower. Allow your brain to catch up to your body and give yourself the mental clarity you need to stay safe. Protecting your independence and confidence. Making these simple changes isn't just about preventing injury, it's about protecting your confidence and autonomy as you age. By delaying your shower until your brain is operating at full capacity, installing safeguards like anti-scald devices, and taking steps to improve your overall alertness, you're ensuring that you can maintain your independence without risking your safety. Seniors often fear losing their ability to live independently, and the thought of becoming reliant on others can be daunting. By taking proactive steps to protect yourself in the morning, you're giving yourself the freedom to continue living your life safely and confidently. These adjustments are small, but their impact is immeasurable. They help preserve your independence, protect you from injury, and most importantly, allow you to enjoy your mornings without the fear of a slip, fall, or burn. So take the time to plan your mornings thoughtfully. Adjust your shower schedule, install safety devices, and give your brain the time it needs to fully wake up. Every effort you make towards safety is an investment in your continued ability to live independently, confidently, and without fear. Let's face it, showering early may feel like part of a productive routine. But for adults over 65, those pre-dawn hours carry risks that most people never even consider until it's too late. From unstable blood pressure and dehydration to cognitive fog and low-light hazards, science has made one thing painfully clear. Showering between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. is playing Russian roulette with your safety. But knowledge is power. You now have the tools to dramatically lower your risk, feel safer in your home, and stay in control of your health and independence. Here's a quick checklist to protect yourself and those you love. Adjust your shower time to after 10 a.m. Regulate your water temperature to prevent scalds or cold shock. Hydrate before showering. Your brain and heart need it. Space out medications to avoid dangerous blood pressure drops. Brighten your bathroom with smart lighting and high-contrast safety features. Create an emergency response plan for early mornings. These changes take minutes to implement, but they can add years to your life or protect the life of someone you love. Don't wait until an accident happens to make a change. Take action today. Review your routine. Talk to your loved ones. Put safety in motion now. And most importantly, share this information. You never know who might need it. Tell us below. What time do you usually shower? Will you consider changing it? Your answer could inspire someone else to stay safe.